Hi there and welcome to the Tool Shed with JCB Tools. My name's Adrian and today we're going to look at this 18-volt brushless router body. So when I say body, it's a bare unit, so it doesn't come with a battery or charger. So if you're buying one of these, there's a good chance you've already got other tools in the range and you've already got a battery and a charger. So I'll open the box, lay the contents on the table so you can see exactly what you get. So the unit does come with various accessories and tools, as you can see. There's various brackets, screws, washers, the spanners for the collet, Allen keys, a little wrench, and various guide blocks and what have you. Obviously the unit itself, the little dust extractor hood here, and finally, but most importantly, the user manual. Now I do recommend that you read the user manual thoroughly before use. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to fit the little extraction pipe here, the hose adapter for fitting an extraction connector to. So first thing we'll do is remove this little screw. Okay, put that to one side. I'll flip up the cam lock lever here and actually wind the router head up as far as I can. Okay, so that's just about to come out. In fact, I can take it completely out. So you'll see a little plastic lug here and a matching hole on this side. If I just started off by fitting that peg in the hole, push it into place, down in, and you'll see I can just fit the screw back in, tighten up the screw, there we are, and in the flat level base there, that's how to fit the dust extractor. So another component of the router would be this adjustable roller stop here. So this can fit, if I loosen off this screw, loosen it off a good way, slides in, I can tighten the screw, and as you can see the roller is adjustable as well. Loosen this knob and I can adjust the roller in relation to where the cutter's going to be. Obviously when you're using this, make sure that your depth when you're cutting isn't going to come down and foul the roller. So there we are, that's that stop. I'll take it off for convenience for the time being. So you'll see on the side of the router we've got this push button plunger here. And if I just spin it round, you'll see there's a hole in the router shaft. If I just line that hole up and push the plunger in, I can actually lock the shaft. So for changing router cutters, turning anti-clockwise, that will loosen off the collet clamp nut. If I remove the nut completely, I can show you the collet. Okay, so there we are. That's the collet that comes with a piece of equipment. Sits in a taper, put the collet back in. We would then put our cutter in the collet, or we can do it with a nut on first. So I can put the nut on there loosely, fit the cutter into the desired depth, tighten up on the nut, come back with a spanner, and tighten up on the collet. I won't tighten this one up because there's nothing in the collet and I don't want to spring it. But that's how to replace and remove cutters and how to replace them. Once we're done, just make sure the plunger comes back out, and that would be how you fit a cutter ready for use. So one other component is this unit here, which would be your fence or edge guide, so that you could route a slot, hole, whatever you're doing, a certain distance from an edge. So as you can see, the two parts go together like this. We have the wing bolt that came with it, with its washer and spring washer on top, and that simply fits in the same place. There we are. I can set it down parallel to the base. I'll just use my bench for this. Tighten up the knob, and there we are. That would give me a set edge guide. And of course I can loosen the nut and I can adjust the position of the edge guide relative to the router. Okay, so that's the edge guide. So the unit does come with this little box spanner here, and this is for adjusting the tension on the clamp. So on occasion you might find after some use that you need to adjust the tension. It may be that it's not completely tight and that you can still wind it up and down when it's under tension. So all you would do is use the little box spanner just to put a bit more tension on until you get the desired lock rate. Okay, so I'll wind that up, lock it off. Okay, that's nice and firm there, and I can't adjust the height. So just be wary that now and again you may have to adjust the tension. It's a little nylock nut, and that's the spanner for doing it. Okay, so if you're in a position where you can't get the shaft locking button in, we do also supply this other spanner which will lock the shaft with a spanner for changing cutters. So it does come with both spanners that you require. So if you bought one of these bare units, there's a good chance you've already got one of our JCB E-Tech batteries, or several of them. And they do come in 2, 3, 4 and 5 amp hour ratings. To fit the battery, same as on your other tools, upside down on the bottom, plunk into position. So to remove the battery, we'll push the little tab here on the underside, just slide it out, and that's ready to go back on charge. So to look at the controls, we have a lock and unlock button here, and a start button. You can tell if the lock is on because the light or work light on the bottom won't be on. So if I unlock it, you'll see the little work light come on. Okay, and now I can push the start button and it will start. If I stop it with the lock button, it will stop, the light will go out, and now it will not start. I need to unlock it again and start it. The light is on and it's running. If I push the stop button alone, it will stop and the light will stay on. Push the lock button, light goes out, and again, as you'd expect, it will not start without the light on. So further to this, speed control on the side, so let's just start it up. Number 1 being the slowest speed, all the way up to number 5, back down to number 1, and stop. So that's the very basic rudimentary controls of the unit.